Marvel's Spider-Man 2. That sounds good. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, the sequel. Boy, I cannot wait. We know it's coming, right? We all know it's coming. I'm expecting a trailer sometime this year. I don't know when, but I know it's gonna be sometime this year. And when it comes to this video, let's first just acknowledge Marvel's Spider-Man is a masterpiece. There's no way to look around it. It's a masterpiece. It's the best Spider-Man game to date, all right? And you know, when you look at the costumes, all the DLC, great stuff. We all know the best suit in the game. We all know the best suit in the game. What the best suit in the game is? It's the Raimi suit, right? It's the web suit. Everybody wanted to get on me, Lucas, just be happy, just be grateful for what you get. Yeah, y'all said that up until you got the suit in the game. You're like, dang, you know what? Lucas was right. This really is a good suit. But moving forward, one thing I wanted to focus on in this video was the web swinging. Because when you look at the combat, if you juxtapose the combat to the web swinging, it's really night and day. Web swinging seems almost very limited when you look into the combat and what you're allowed to do when it comes to combat. For example, you can punch someone, swing under them, and then punch them again. You can punch someone, swing under them, web them up, then web them into someone else. You can punch them, swing under them, web them up, kick them into someone else. You punch them, swing under them, punch them up, do a combo in the air, web them up, throw them down the ground, or throw them into someone. And I mean, and then you can go into, you know, your finishers, your combat finishers. And I haven't even mentioned the gadgets, right? So that's just one scenario of you punching and going under someone. We haven't mentioned the interactables, how you can take, you know, a car door or something, and then combining certain gadgets to get certain moves. So when it comes to combat, I've spoken with the combat director, and he's very passionate about combat. And we can see it, right? We can see it. The combat is phenomenal. It's the best combat we've had in the Spider-Man game to date, all right? It's just beautifully done. When we look into the web swinging, however, I feel like it's a bit truncated. Maybe it's just me, because when you look at the web swinging, what do we have? We have web swinging, right? We have dive bomb. We have the web tunnel. We have perch to jump. Those are the main things, and then we have, you know, web zip. Those are the main things that people use when web swinging. You of course have the wall run, but I mean, all in all, it's just not as diverse as it is in combat. A few things I think that would be able to change that is, let's start off with an advanced web swinging setting. I think an advanced web swinging setting would be great to have in the sequel, where, you know, maybe we take fall damage. I know, that was very contested in the first one, where they were like, I don't know, we should do it. I know, they wanted to make it fun for everyone. I get it. Now that we've got the fun, let's get into the business. Let's take Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man 2, let's take it to a whole nother level. Another thing I want to see is more transitional animations. So when you're web swinging, there's a handful of animations you just see constantly. You see them over and over and over again. And you know, it's not that it detracts from the fun, it's just that it reminds you that, hey, this is a game. And if they can add more transitional animations to when you're web swinging, it wouldn't feel as repetitive as it does, or as it can lead to. So this brings us to the dive bomb. Thought that mechanic was awesome. There's nothing more fun than web swinging, and then just go boom, going straight down, dive bombing to get more, you know, momentum and go up from the pendulum of the web swing into the air. It's an awesome, exhilarating experience, especially when they were showing jumping off from the Avengers tower and everything. It's great stuff. One little tweak that I think that would be cool to have is maybe they don't necessarily have to change the mechanic, but maybe if they change the camera angle, right? So if you guys remember Spider-Man 1, the scene how the camera follows him when he web swings like that, maybe if they had something like that, where you're dive bombing and the camera still is really in close up until he releases his web line. Not really, you don't have to really change everything around, but a simple little change to the camera angle of how you actually shoot this dive bomb could bring some life into the mechanic. Now this one really caught me off guard, and that's gonna be the web tunnel, because the web tunnel is something we haven't seen before, and it's a really great mechanic. The only problem is that it's not done enough in the game. You have certain moments, throughout the map where you have maybe the construction site where you can web tunnel through the little I don't know what they are. The tunnels, I guess that's what they are. The tunnels, some of the water towers, you web tunnel through them. But it's tedious, you know, aligning Spider-Man up to position yourself to actually do it. So I wish they can incorporate more of that into the game, or just more of it throughout the map, because it's a really cool mechanic. Imagine web tunneling. This is something I think I've said this before, but you know, in Spider-Man 2, you know that shot where he like swings through the truck? Imagine web tunneling through a truck, or web tunneling through a car. Heck, you can even imagine web tunneling through like a small portion of a building. Because you know, let's say, you know, in what is it, Unity, Assassin's Creed Unity, where you can actually run through certain buildings. Imagine just web tunneling through a building, and all the people are on the office or whatever and just looking at you. I think that would be pretty cool to even see or do. Or even in the cutscene that they have, where he web tunnels through the helicopter. How awesome would that be? Why? I don't understand why there weren't any like helicopter fight scenes or helicopter enemies. Like, that would be cool to web tunnel through a helicopter. Like, you're swinging, there's a helicopter, web tunnel through the helicopter, and then continue swinging and stuff like that. Next up on my list would be the grind. This utterly I was baffled by not seeing this in the game, because the reason why is that they have it in the cutscene. So I was like, yo, we're gonna get this new suit, and with this new suit, I'm gonna be able to do different new stuff that I wasn't able to do with the other suit, because it's all padded and everything. And you know, Jacinda Chu has gone through like the detail of why they have these linings and the venting, and why there's padded on the side in case he brushes up a building. So I'm thinking, yo, we're gonna be able to do some crazy stuff. And when they showed it in the cutscene where he grinds down the building and jumps off, I was like, yo, let's do this, right? Right? Even during when he's swinging and he touches the ground. That's something they can, you know, implement in the dive bomb, because they have it in the cutscene. If he dive bombs, and then while he's dive bombing and swinging out of it, he like touches the gravel of the ground. That would be cool. Just a little cool stuff. So I think that would be cool to grind on buildings, or maybe on a helicopter, or maybe on the side of a building. Anything where they can incorporate that grinding. So imagine you're swinging. You go to web tunnel, you jump out of the web tunnel, you grind down the side of the building, jump off to that, you wall run around there. Now, when it comes to wall run, one thing I really think they could do is take the parkour to the next level. They can obviously take the parkour to the next level. I get the idea of wall running, because in all of the games, they've always wall run without the web. One thing I think would be cool is, hey, you shoot out a line. Instead of letting go of the line and just wall running, why not hold on to the line and wall run against the side of the building? We've seen this done in, what was it, Amazing Spider-Man. We've seen this done in Spider-Man, you know, Far From Home. It's been done in a various, mostly I'd say film. But imagine incorporating that into the game. That would be pretty freaking cool. Maybe wall running alongside the building. That way it would make it easier to turn corners, because all they'd have to do is just jump, and you know, they wall run against there. And then maybe you can go from the wall, you know, wall running with that line, and then transition into wall running up, where he uses that same line and he propels himself up or propels himself down. Like, there's a lot of things they can use if they chose to do something like that. I think that would be kind of cool, and I think it'd be something we haven't seen in the Spider-Man game to date. Now, as I was saying with the parkour, one thing I would like to see is them take the parkour to the next level of where we're parkouring, you know, over cars. Because right now, as you're swinging, if you do the dive bomb, whatever, you'll never hit a car. Like, you'll never dive bomb and then bam, right into a truck or something like that. That'll never happen. They have like some type of buffer or something like that going on in the game. But one thing I was thinking of that they can incorporate was what they did in Spider-Man Far From Home. So if you've seen the ending scene, spoilers, he has this final swing where he's web swinging, and he's about to hit a car. Because Mary Jane, well, I guess it's not Mary Jane, but MJ tells him, hey, don't web swing and text. And he's about to hit a car, and he jumps over the car, you know, and jumps off of the car and then continues to web swing. So I think they can do something like that, kind of how they did with, Prototype. Whereas like when you hit Prototype, he would automatically jump over the car, whatever the car was. I think while web swinging, because they already have certain moments where, they automate the sequence for you. Like if you're web swinging, you're about to hit the side of the wall. What the game will do will just automate you, web zip over it to continue to keep you from losing your momentum. I think they do that, but now instead of a building, they do it with the car where your web swing, and it automates you jumping over it, or some type of cool animation. I think that would be badass. All right. In addition to that, why not? How about what if we run off, the side of cars or the side of trucks? I think that would be cool. In addition to, the buildings, now we can all run off of the side of cars. Something like how they did in Spider-Verse, where he jumps on the car or wall runs. They even did it in Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, where he's running off the side of a truck. I think that would be cool, and you can incorporate all this. The idea that I want to have is to give more freedom to the player. That's what I'm thinking. Whereas like you wall run off the car, you jump off this, you grind onto that, then web tunnel up to this, web swing into that. And then lastly, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but the last idea I was thinking of was maybe web wings, right? I don't want to go so much and embark on the prototype type of gameplay. I don't want to do that because his main traversal mechanic is web swinging. But I think it could be cool if done in a cool smart way where you incorporate some web wings, right? Not that you can just fly across the city, because that would defeat the purpose of you being Spider-Man. But just glide just a few seconds, right? A few seconds. And then you can maybe have like certain, let's say, pre-planned sections or pre-planned routes, as they do in Assassin's Creed, right? Where if you run along this side, it's pre-planned out. There's like you'll jump and you swing across here. They have something like that in Spider-Man, where if you web swing, then you can web tunnel through there, grind on here, web zip, perch jump, certain little pre-planned paths like that. I think that would be fun. And give you more of an organic feel, whereas like, there's so many options at my disposal to get across, as opposed to, web perch to jump or web swing, which most people do. But now I can grind, I can, web wings, I can, web tunnel through the car or something like that to get additional momentum. I can dive bomb into, a web tunnel or something like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, sort of spitball some ideas where it could just take the game in a whole nother level. And I'm not entirely sure how much of this stuff they probably have already incorporated. But I think those would be a good starting point. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe Lucas, you don't know what you're talking about. Just leave it to Insomniac. They'll do what they do, okay? Or if you don't believe, I don't know. Some of those ideas are kind of cool. Some of those ideas I think could work and would be fun to play in the game. Either or. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Lucas was right. This really is a good suit.